huge news just popped off that's setting the stage for the new run in this bull run, thanks in large part to the new rules that were just passed by the Nasdaq. Yes, it's exactly as you heard. The Nasdaq is now going to start allowing crypto to be traded on the Nasdaq. And what do you think is going to happen when this new institutional liquidity flows into your top and favorite altcoins? But wait, there's even more. There's even more liquidity coming to the market because the Fed, in their recent FOMC meeting notes or their minutes, just published that they are looking to be ending quantitative tightening soon. And we all know what that's going to mean. It's going to mean printer go burr. It's going to mean they're going to start printing money again. So what could all of this mean for the crypto space and for altcoins? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to get into in today's video. So you're going to want to stick around. And without further ado, let's jump into the show. Okay, so first thing is first, you'll notice Bitcoin experienced a little pump, which is fantastic. We'll take it, but we know that the real pump is coming soon. And in the meantime, we carry on business as usual. So hopefully no one's feeling too down or too discouraged with all the recent drama with the Libra coin and just the fact that the parabolic phase of the bull run hasn't started yet. I just hope everyone can just sit still and just be patient and just use this time to prepare yourself for what's about to come. And one of the main reasons I want everyone to keep committed, stay engaged, don't lose faith is because we have to look at what's happening on a macro level, which I'll get into in more detail in the show, as I said in the intro. So just hang tight. It is a shorter video, but if we take a look at all of the institutional Bitcoin ETF holdings across all the top companies and funds and everyone investing into Bitcoin's ETFs, you can go to this website called Time Chain Index and just take your time and scroll down and just look at how much momentum we are building, because that is what this signals to me. This is what it tells us all. And that's because we're only 3 weeks into Donald Trump's presidency. Is that correct? So we're seeing such exponential growth, and that's because the times have just changed. The tide just changed. So we have to be a little patient and aware of the fact that these big macro chess pieces, so to speak, just moved. And there's sometimes a little bit of a delay between cause and reaction. So if we just consider where we're at right now in time and space, the fact that we have 1,623 companies invested into Bitcoin's ETFs at the tune of $25 billion plus dollars, that's tremendous, guys. And as we see here, according to Mr. Crypto on X, he shares this chart with us and basically points out that historically we have never seen 5 weeks in the down, like 5 red weeks. And right now we are finishing up week 4 of this historic pattern trend. So we know that we're definitely going to be seeing a bullish week here very soon. So I just really want everyone to take a deep breath and relax and know that no, the crypto market isn't over. No, not everything is doomed and you don't need to panic. Hopefully you have a day job or you have another form of income. And if you were over allocated and this is why you're really down right now because all of your investments are down over 50, 60, 70%, then know that for one, you're not alone. And two, it's a good time to evaluate how much you've been allocated, because the market being down so much in Bitcoin and in crypto should not affect you so much. And if it is, it's because maybe you're over allocated. Like that's the takeaway. And that's what I'd hope you think about today if you are feeling down because the market has not popped off yet. Okay, but we do have a lot of bullish news, which I'm going to continue to share here for you, with you, and we have this speech given by President Trump in Miami yesterday or today, depending on where you are in the world. And he just goes on to reconfirm, that let's just take a listen, that basically crypto is going to be huge and it's going to be huge again in the US. And we know that the US sets off the domino effect across all the nations and markets of the world. So we are getting started. It's just a matter of letting things play out in their own time. But let's take a listen.
Jones Industrial Average is up 2,200 points, and Bitcoin is set multiple all-time record highs because everyone knows that I'm committed to making America the crypto capital. We want to stay we want to stay at the forefront of everything, and one of them is crypto, and Miami seems to be the center of the action, come to think of it.
Yep.
And maybe it'll stay there. Business Jones Industrial Average is up 2,000.
You see, not so bad, guys. It's not all doom and gloom. Let's keep going. Here you can see that what I was talking about in the intro. This is by Fijao on X, and they share the Fed's minutes, right, or their meeting notes. And they read the following. Several participants suggest halting or slowing balance sheet reduction, spending, debt ceiling resolution. There it is, quantitative tightening coming to an end this spring. So that's right around the corner. If you've seen my videos, my last few videos, you would know that February, or if you've been here in previous bull cycles, you would know that February is always a bullish month. And I know we're halfway through February, but that's because history doesn't necessarily repeat itself exactly. It's a general time frame. But we know that this time, every bull run after halving, this is like we are effectively in phase 3, the parabolic phase. We're just waiting for it to take off. Okay, and you're not alone once again, but we know that they're about to stop quantitative tightening, which basically means they're going to stop, how could I say it, removing money from the financial system, which is great because it'll allow the market to breathe again a little bit and sends a positive message throughout the market. And then according to Marty Party here, he shares more details on this Nasdaq rule that was just passed, which is incredible, and I'll read it for you. He says, massive news on Rule 5712. He says, Nasdaq has announced Rule 5712, a new rule to allow the listing and trading of commodity and digital asset-based investment interests, which are securities issued by a trust, limited liability company, or other similar entity that holds specified commodities, digital assets, and derivative security products. This is a new rule to support digital asset products tradable on the Nasdaq. This is the biggest new crypto regulation in TradFi, in his opinion, he says. So this is unbelievable. It's going to unlock a surge, as I highlight, in institutional investment. This is what I was saying earlier. There's going to be all of this institutional, big, smart money. Okay, like imagine everyone over here. Yeah, that's in the Bitcoin ETFs. I'm not saying they're all going to roll into these new crypto assets to be sold on the Nasdaq, but a lot of them might, because these people already have their foot in the door. You know, these people already know enough about Bitcoin, have studied enough about Bitcoin. Like, look at the list as I'm scrolling. And so there's a very big possibility that like enormous amounts of value are going to start to roll into crypto. So this is amazing. So let me continue reading. It says the rule may accelerate the launch of diverse crypto ETFs, building on the 2024 Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs approvals, potentially driving broader retail adoption and pushing crypto's market cap towards $3 trillion. So analysts predict this could shift digital asset regulation to the CFTC. We already know this. If you've been following my last videos, you know I shared this a while ago and already speculated on it as well. So we're really seeing the beginning of a new day in America and in general traditional financial markets, where there's just like, you know how when they separated church from state? Well, now the SEC and the CFTC have also sort of, they always were separate, but it's like crypto is being properly handled and separated into the proper categorization. So there's a separation between what's going to be a security and what is just a commodity, right? So crypto is being given the proper treatment, which is fantastic because it clarifies rules for crypto entrepreneurs in the space and tells them, you know, like it gives them the green light and the thumbs up to, hey, keep building in crypto and do it in America. And it's a really good thing for the market, guys. So we are going to see the trickle domino effect into our altcoins. So I don't want anyone to despair. This is fantastic news for us all. Next, as Marty Party zooms in on, as part of this rule by the Nasdaq, what is very, very interesting is that it's basically going to be, the Nasdaq is basically going to be absorbing crypto tokens that qualify to be listed on the Nasdaq, and they're going to require 100% transparency regarding all the information of the token. And this is basically going to as Marty puts it here, this is basically signaling the end of centralized crypto exchanges as we know it. This new vehicle allows regulated crypto products to be tradable on the world's largest technology exchange, connected to the global regulated exchange network through the intermarket surveillance group. So really what's going to remain is going to be the DEXs, the decentralized exchanges. And this is very interesting. We are seeing the evolution of the crypto space in real time here. This is a historic moment in the markets in general, and definitely for the crypto market. And this is going to be fantastic for regulating the amount of scams and all the manipulation that we've all observed by market makers. So this is really good news for the maturation, for the maturity of the crypto space. This is fantastic news, actually. And then we have Benjamin Cohen here commenting, saying a lot of people are mad about all the recent crypto rug pull. The reality is that this has been going on for years, just with people who don't have as big of a public profile. It just took the president of countries doing it for people to realize what was happening. And I couldn't agree more. While it's unfortunate, very unfortunate what happened, the point is a lot of people were able to learn, I hope anyway, in advance by hearing about the scam. So many people, think about it. Think about everyone who was not familiar with crypto. Think about everyone who was not attuned or aware or exposed to meme coins. And think about everyone who was believing in Milei as a president and believing in everything published in his name on X and on social media. Okay. There were like multiple rude awakenings that happened on multiple levels, as I just mentioned, all at the same time. So this has been great, actually, because it already happened with the president in Africa. It's like one of those painful lessons, like when you were a kid, maybe your parent spanked you for doing something naughty. It was like not fun to get the spanking, but great to, like, if you had any aha moment. Like, not all my punishments as a little girl worked, but I was very aware and attuned to having a moral sense and moral compass. So, sometimes when negative things happen, it's not fun to go through it, but it definitely brings your attention to it, and you get to make up your mind from like a first principle standpoint and like what you believe in and what you know is right and what you know is wrong. So I would hope that, to Benjamin Cohen's point here, even though maybe it's not in the direction that he intended for this commentary to go, ultimately I think it's the awareness benefit of crypto and the fact that meme coins, no matter who talks about them, can be often vehicles of scams. I think that awareness in itself is priceless, and hopefully it's the beginning of people waking up. Still and always going to be a proponent of people waking up, just becoming aware. Okay, not like this whole woke theory, but like just people becoming aware of themselves and in this world and what's right, what's wrong, and taking agency. That is so, so important. So hopefully it all works out. That said, and moving on, we have Miles Deutscher also commenting in here and sharing a valuable chart with us and I'll just go ahead and read it out for you and then zoom in on the chart as well. But he says, markets look bleak and everyone is calling for the death of altcoins. But could we be in store for a bounce soon? I agree. And I already showed you the previous chart. But he goes on to say, February has historically marked a local bottom in the others BTC ratio. So the others stands for all crypto coins other than Bitcoin. And the ratio between the two, or the relationship between the two, tells us, it paints a story for us, as you can see on the screen here. And typically we are at the bottom. As I said in yesterday's show, we are at the bottom, which is great because when you're down, you can only go up, guys. And that's what I want you to take from today's show. And yes, I say this in every show, but I will continue to say this because I don't know if you watched yesterday's video or not. So I'm just here to remind you of these principles and what's really going on on the macro level, and then hopefully what your takeaway can be on a personal, individual level. And I also have some alpha to share with you at the end of the show. So that said, this is what the markets look like right now on the weekly. And yeah, we know that I talked about Sonic yesterday, which is Phantom, the chain, had a rebrand, and they have been up So if you'd watched yesterday's video, you would have been in the know-how of this. And then we have Tau, Bitensor, Meow, of course, Bera, and Ohm. But overall, the markets are they're gonna come back, guys. Like, that's all I want you to know. Okay, so don't be worried. Just tune into my channel for news of what's going on, but I will definitely let you know when we're on. Okay. That said, we also have mile sharing here, and this will connect to the next point I'm going to make for you on the fact that it's mainly layer ones that are performing well right now, which signals a shift in sentiment, right? People wanting to get away from meme coins, wanting to put their value into valuable chains that are invaluable tokens that are doing something real in the world, that have real teams, they've been around for a while, they've survived past bear markets. So right now we have Telcoin, Bitensor, as I was saying earlier, Sonic, Aptos, Say, Injective, Sui, Hedra, Celestia. So it's a signal. It tells us we're moving in the right direction towards the parabolic phase of the bull run that we all want to start so badly, but have to wait patiently for. So here by Max Heiner, he reminds us of what he calls the holy path to alt season. I've shared this multiple times in my shows, but I'm going to share it again. And you can see these are the phases that we move through on our way to the altcoin bull run. Okay, and it always starts with Bitcoin, as we know this. Usually from there, Bitcoin's value, like, it gets really overheated. Bitcoin reaches like new all-time highs. There's a couple corrections along the way. Then that value starts to flow over into Ethereum. Then from Ethereum, which we're still hoping it's going to pop off here, although it was up a little bit today, we know that from there, Ethereum's our signal. Once you see Ethereum, like, you know, breaking out, which it looks like it wants to, value flows into the large caps, which we saw a moment ago. All of these on the screen. Okay, we see that as we're seeing right now, volume and liquidity, and just, you know, move over into the large caps. And then from there, especially now with the news of the Fed and the Nasdaq to be allowing, you know, good crypto tokens to be traded publicly on the Nasdaq, you can see we'll be seeing massive volume flowing into altcoins, and that'll kick off alt season, guys. And that's where literally the life transformational gains and money can be made. Okay, so now we're going to get into the juicy part of the show, where we're going to talk about what token is showing a lot of promise, or could be. Okay, this is semi-speculative, semi-data driven, and then some of it's going to require you just to connect dots. Okay, so this is by CZ, whom we know since he was released from jail, poor thing. He's been in sort of this like teaser marketing mode, which is great. I think it's great, right? Because Binance Smart Chain has proven itself. It's actually been one of the chains that's been up recently. So it's a good chain. And Binance is arguably one of the best exchanges in the crypto space in the world. So anyway, he comments on himself because I guess, you know, he made a comment taking a screenshot of DeFi Llama, saying that, you know, their team is making a new video tutorial on how to create AI agents on BNB chain. And then someone quotes him on it and says, looks like CZ is about to push AI agents on Binance Smart Chain, which is what it sounds like, right? When you're so powerful, anything you say, people take it as a signal. And so for him to even make the comment about, you know, this course tutorial on how to, you know, promoting indirectly this AI agent on BNB chain, that is marketing, okay? It is. So someone calls him out on it in a positive way, and they say, anyone know which coins to buy before he starts? You know, before he starts shilling or whatever. And then he comments on it and he says, not trying to push any specific AI agent tokens, but want to see more AI agent development on chain with real use cases. So this is great. And I could hear the genuineness in his voice, but come on, his previous comment was also a little blatant. And then he drops some advice. He says, real development often happens after the hype has passed. True. You know, whether there's hype or it's a belly flop, you actually don't know if a project's going to be good or real until it just keeps going, until it just shows you. And that's why you don't ape all in. That's why you don't throw all your investments into any hot project, any big investment opportunity, because you just don't know. Investing is a risk. As much as you calculate, it is a risk. But that said, the project I want to share with you today is called Shell, My Shell. And it's a project, okay, and a token that's on Binance Smart Chain. And it's specifically about building an AI agent without having to like code or anything. It's supposed to be very, very easy, like drag and drop. This is the little video on it. I'll play for you.
Introducing the all-new Shell Agent. Let's have a look at what's new. Shell Agent Protocol. With Shell Agent, you can create AI agent workflows with an intuitive drag-and-drop system. No coding required. Everyone can now contribute diverse AI widgets and collaborate on AI models effortlessly, supercharging productivity by up to 10,000 times. IM integration. Shell Agent is now live on your favorite social media platforms. Interact with AI agents directly inside social apps. Generate content, automate responses, and get instant AI-powered insights. On-chain intelligence. For crypto users, Shell Agent now supports on-chain wallets directly within Chat UI. You can check balances, trade assets, and make instant transactions all without ever leaving the chat. It's simple, fast, and secure. With Shell Agent's latest updates, the future of AI is here. Explore Shell Agent now at myshell.ai.
You see, go follow them on X and go learn more about it. Don't just take my word for it, but let's connect the dots. As I was saying, we have CZ talking about, basically he sees great potential, in many words, for any project that's about building AI agents on BNB chain. And then lo and behold, this guy pops up and it's exactly that. So this is why I'm sharing it with you. And you can see, this is an announcement. You can also just go read about it on their X account, but they have several updates. So IM integration, on-chain intelligence, Shell Agent Protocol, all of these updates. And they have everything that sounds right and checks the box, right? Like you don't want to invest in a project that doesn't have any GitHub repository with like a white paper, and you don't want that, right? And you want to make sure they have good marketing, an active community. These are all key important indicators. And if you take a look, they've only been live like a week. And this is a decent chart. Like I know there's always a pump in the beginning, so don't be distracted by that or concerned. There's always a pump in the beginning. Then there's usually a dump. The dump here was so minimal. And then, pump, a little bit of correction. So this is actually a very, very stable chart. Very stable chart, guys. So that's it, guys, for today's video. It was nice and light. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're not despairing over there, and I hope you understand this is just part of the journey. The market will get better. It's just a time to review your portfolio, focus on your sleep, plug into these different AI agent tools that could really help you. Take this time to educate yourself, get centered, know your approach. If you over allocated, make sure you don't do that again. And just get ready, because the parabolic phase is here. Quantitative tightening is about to stop. And now the Nasdaq is going to be trading the best of the crypto tokens, which is going to bring in just a huge amount of liquidity and new money into the crypto market. So it is coming, guys. I just want you to be patient. Just know that everything's okay. And I'll be back here again tomorrow to share what else is going on in the market so we can stay on top of the news together. All right. Bye, guys. Love you.